I like going into things.
All right, this is Nick and Rafael. We're starting our first podcast. We're trying it out, and we're gonna see what goes down. Today's topic is Ikigai. What's the subtitle?
Ikigai.
The Japanese Secret to a Long and Happy Life. And yeah, it was a good book. I really like the way the writer how they wrote.
Yeah.
I think it was a really good book. There were a few things I wanted to talk about. So something I thought that was really going to resonate with you early in the book. There was this mention of Morita therapy, and the essence of that is in feelings, be wealthy and generous. And like the steps to that kind of therapy is what are you feeling, what should you be doing, and discover your life purpose. So that's kind of like, it seems like that's sort of like the theory behind that sort of therapy. How do you think like purpose and has to do with therapy and like healing?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
You like that?
I really liked how it tied into the ending, and like it really hammered in, hey, you got to make sure you have like purpose to your life, otherwise you're gonna be dependent on other people, dependent on your salary, dependent on whatever it is. They suggest at the end of like you need double incomes. You might like, make sure your person that you're interested in is going to be there, just so you don't get like destroyed by them, and I don't know, feeling empty. It's a lot easier not to feel empty like from relationships when you're doing your hobbies, doing what things that actually make you happy.
That follow your purpose, right?
Yeah. Follow your purpose. It's just, it's hard not to like.
I think it's when it's like, it's funny. We were talking about this other book that we're reading that we might do another podcast on. I Will Teach You How to Be Rich.
Yeah.
And what you said about that book just a minute ago was, you said that the people who take advantage of people in the system, in like the banking and credit card systems, are the people who don't put in that effort or like intention towards their finances.
Yeah,
right?
You don't want to do the Excel sheets. You don't want to do being a responsible fucking adult. Like you just want to coast. You want to be comfortable.
And I kind of like, I can see like a tangent there on like literally like living your life, and like how therapy, like being intentional with your life and having that intentional purpose can transform like your well-being.
The book really like says like to be intentional with community and intentional with your mornings, intentional with your bedtimes. Every individual, like they talk about like in Japan, and like the older individuals, they have a garden, they like reap their garden, they sometimes like sell it as like a double income. Like it's really beautiful how they're always busy, but not too busy to the point of exhausting themselves, and not being intentional of enjoying their life, enjoying their community, enjoying their hobbies, whatever it is.
Yeah, like it seems like they have like these hobbies, but the hobbies that they have keep them in the present moment. And keep them appreciating the things that are like physically in front of them. Like, I'm growing this carrot in my garden, and I'm seeing the carrot grow up. And like every single day you're out in your garden, you're looking at your carrot, you're like, oh my goodness, my carrot's doing so good. And it's like perceiving things like in the world in front of you with your senses, and also just having that in that intentional purpose and coupling those things together, I feel like can really ground you like in the present moment.
Yeah, they really hammer in mindfulness in this book. They really make sure like the reader is saying, okay, you got to breathe in, you got to have mobility. Like all the practice that they provide, they provide like Tai Chi, yoga. I can't remember the other ones, but like they talk about how the Chinese government like made it so these practices of like Tai Chi are just worldwide in their communities.
Yeah.
Which is maybe good, maybe bad. I thought it was a little bit bad when I was reading it because I felt like structuring people to do it sometimes drives them away.
Yeah.
Like if people are like raised with yoga and mindfulness and meditation, and that's like forced into it,
Right.
then sometimes they're pushed away from it. Like I do it intentionally, and like I really enjoy yoga and mindfulness, and like I didn't have it growing up. I had to seek it out too, and I wouldn't trade it nowadays. Like I feel just off as hell if I don't do my yogas, if I don't do my hobby, and I don't do my meditation. Like
Right.
Yeah.
It kind of like centers and aligns you.
Yeah, you can breathe into the moment instead of having to be dragged to the future or past, and just being very like not intentional about being in front of the person you're in front of right now.
I think that's like, that's kind of on topic, because when you think about like yoga or Tai Chi, it's the physical movements that you're doing with those, it's very slow and intentional.
Mm-hmm.
So you're kind of really in the moment using like your muscles and being really intentional with how you move your body, right?
Yeah, that's what some individuals, when they're teaching yoga, they fail to make sure to hammer in. They're focusing on too much aesthetic instead of the mindfulness, the breathing, like what you're actually there for. Take care of your body, not just flex on people through Instagram.
Awareness and like the feelings that you have.
Yeah. I mean, there's not even one point in the book where it mentions people on social media whatsoever.
Right.
Like being, that of course it's such like it just sucks our time nowadays, and it doesn't. It doesn't let us be mindful about the present, because we're just always focusing on other people's lives and the trends and what you think you're missing.
I think it's like a lot of that too is like when you're scrolling, or you're just like spending a lot of time on your phone, and you're spending your time on your phone in these moments where there's like a lull in the activity that you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're always doing that at every lull of the moment, you never get like time to yourself to like think, be with yourself and like think through things, think through your life and like process stuff, right?
Yeah, it's for sure similar to a substance. Like you can be mindful, or you can just use it all the time. And get lost into it. It's an escape.
Yeah, and like being an emerging technology, like there's not a lot of regulations on that kind of stuff either, right?
I like the part where it was like really talking about earth, water, and like fire poses.
Okay.
They were like actually providing you how to
instructions,
do the poses.
Right?
Yeah, I wanted to do this at the gym, of actually doing the poses and going through the
try some of them.
Yeah, like for earth, it says stand with your legs apart and your feet directly below your shoulders. Turn your feet outwards slightly to strengthen the posture.
I'm down to try those out.
They're really posture focused and breathing focused.
We could try those out together.
Yeah, I think it would be really beneficial. It just sounds really beneficial and similar to yoga.
Totally.
Like my experience is a lot with yoga. I haven't really experienced other like Tai Chi or like the Qigong or.
Me neither. Yeah. So I think one of the things with like movement and exercise, the things they were talking about is like yoga, Tai Chi, and gardening. If you think about those kinds of exercises, like they're all intentional but gentle.
Yeah.
And they're full of like awareness, like how are you moving your body?
Yeah.
What are you tending to?
They're accessible to community.
Right.
Like like different ages and different body types.
Right. All you need is your body, right?
Yeah. I mean we do climbing, so like it's that's really takes a lot of effort, takes a lot of big moves.
Yeah,
and,
that's
not accessible to old people.
That's a question. Like how do you think like climbing is climbing like one of those activities where you feel like you have to be like intentional with how you're moving your body on the wall, and you got to be slow and intentional and gentle with the holds.
Yeah.
Because you hear this all the time from like people who climb a lot, like you can't like be tense. Like if you grab a hold too hard, you're gonna rip your skin off.
Yeah.
Right. And like I've done that like 2 or 3 times already.
Yeah. When you're getting up into the sport too, like you're really gonna be making those huge, crazy like, oh wow, am I gonna fuck my shit up like moves, and you have to. If you're thinking like this move isn't gonna work, I'm not gonna get anywhere, and you're having that mentality and you're not breathing into it, you're gonna mess up the move and like not stick the landing. Like these gaps are like like sometimes like 5 feet wide.
Right.
It's like holy,
Like doing like a
really high
dynamic,
up.
doing a dynamic move where you have to throw yourself from one hold to the next.
Yeah.
You sort of have to be like think like a cat.
Yeah.
Where you like have to be intentional, but you also have to be like really like, what's the word, like soft. Whereas like you gotta like be able to like catch yourself and be like, don't be like stiff. You know, you can't be stiff on the wall.
Yep.
Either. So it's like all this like intentionality and, you know, gentle awareness. I loved that about the book. I really did.
Yeah, it's about intentionality, gentleness, breathing, just really focused and mindfulness instead of being caught up in, you know, all the BS we have to do as an adult, the traumas, the, you know, difficulties that we always do.
Yeah.
It really hammers in, hey, you know, this day right here, you got to make sure to pay attention and do the mindfulness, do the hobbies.
Yeah.
Something to bring you back and remember who the hell you are. That's right. That's you know, I really try to tell my individuals I meet with, like, I really try to tell them about mindfulness and the importance of not being caught up in the emotions and, you know, being calm even when we have big storms. Like it's okay to have the big, angry, sad feelings, but if you're not going to be calm about it and be reactionary to it, that's when problems can arise from it. I mean, that's definitely what Ikigai says. Like, it's saying, like, are you going to be reactionary to your emotions, other people's emotions, or take care of yourself, prepare yourself, and progress.
Stick with your purpose no matter what.
Stick to it.
Yeah.
And be mindful of where you're going instead of just so reactionary to your environment.
So you use the word mindfulness, which I want to point that out. I feel like a lot of people use that word, and like, I feel like sometimes people think it means like different, like people have different meanings attached to it. Like, how would you describe mindfulness?
Yeah, I think, like, for me, mindfulness is getting to the point of hearing the traffic in your brain, seeing the cars go by, the crazy traffic sometimes, but being okay with it. Just sitting, you know, being on the sidewalk, just watching the cars go by, watching the craziness sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
We all have crazy-ass thoughts sometimes, and it comes up. But you're able to breathe in, remind yourself you're not in the danger that you think you are. You know, the intense danger that our brains can't, you know, we're trying to understand what's going on, but it's like a giant Titanic or a giant like hurricane in our brain. Instead of, okay, this might be not as bad. You know, this situation might not be as bad as I'm putting it towards.
Right. Yeah. And just being like an observer, like you said, just being an observer, right?
Yeah. Being an observer. It's very difficult to be an observer, especially when you're, you know, you haven't taken care of yourself, you haven't eaten, you haven't got a little bit of caffeine maybe, like whatever it is, you haven't talked to your family for God knows how long. Like, you're gonna be so reactionary when you're not taking care of yourself and really, you know, doing your hobbies, piano, music, whatever it is that you enjoy doing. For me, it's, you know, it's freaking adrenaline as hell, some activities. Activities that like wake me up to the moment, because sometimes I'm just so lost in my like depressive, anxious brain. It's just, I need something to bring it back and remind myself, hey dude, you know, you can slow progress, slow steps to get where you're going. You don't have to see this giant progress that you think you need.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't have to see like this plan you have for the future, or you don't have to see like this story you got from the past. You can be in the moment, and you can let all that other stuff slide.
Yeah, I mean, because you're not going to be intentional on the current day if you're just so focused on future or past things. You're not going to be able to, you know, make the emails, make the phone calls, make the busy work that is underneath, which really ties into the other book, just how to be rich. It really talks about doing the small things that people don't want to do. You know, everybody has the big skills, okay, this is, you know, we can definitely focus on this, but then it's the small things in our day, the small checklists, the small things that we don't want to check in, because we can brush it to the side and say, it's okay. But those small things really add up to progress of like finances, progress of relationships, whatever it is that you're looking for.
Yeah, totally.
What was your standout thought about this book? And like, if you could like give like 5 sentences, or maybe like 3 or 5 sentences to why this book is so important for people to read.
Why it's so important for people to read?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me think about that. I think it's important to read. I think a lot of people have destructive lifestyles, and some people who have destructive lifestyles, they can see that, and they know it, but they continue down that path.
Yep.
And sometimes there's also people who don't know, who are not aware that they're on a destructive path. Or have a destructive lifestyle. And
Yeah.
I think the reason this book's important for people to read is to understand a little bit, be a little bit more aware of what a healthy and productive and meaningful lifestyle looks like.
Yep.
So that you can be aware of those things, and if you're in a bad place, it'll give you a little bit of direction on how to have a better lifestyle that's going to just make your life better in so many ways, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's about lifestyle. I think that's the main reason to read it, is to understand lifestyle better.
Yeah, the lifestyle that they put forth too is so different from ours. Like,
Right.
for example, like they have like and within their community they have friend groups, and their friend groups have like incomes, and they put it all together.
Mm.
They put all their incomes together, and by the end of the month, if somebody's struggling, they might give like a interest-free loan to the person.
Oh, that's
and
right.
just remember, okay, this person's gonna pay back. This person's, working forward. We're supporting them. They have community. They're not just feeling like alone. And what's the point?
Right.
Which is so common in America. It's just like, some people are, wow, I haven't heard that somebody believes in me. I haven't heard another male. I haven't heard another female.
Right.
Whoever it is that you relate to remind you, hey, dude, you can do more than you're thinking.
That's right.
This is a limited thinking, especially when we get sucked into our phones, especially get we sucked into like video games, whatever it is, substance that you use too much. Like I know if I use like too much of coffee. Like
Yeah.
Even if like I gotta relax on my coffee. That's why
Me too.
I did like a 4-day cleanse, and like I just had a coffee a minute ago, and it's
yeah?
like the substance is like new and feeling like it's like,
Oh.
whoa, what is this?
I've been trying to, I keep telling myself I'm gonna take a break, and then I don't.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I need it today. Today's the day I do need it. I'll just do it tomorrow. And
Caffeine
then I
is
don't
such
do
a
it tomorrow.
crazy drug. Like it's a normalized drug too.
It's so
normal.
normalized. Yeah,
Like-
that's true.
Yeah, there wasn't like really any mention of substance use in the book.
Mm.
Like most of them drank the jasmine green tea, which I actually bought from Jewel pretty recently, just to
Yeah.
try it, just to see like
I think,
talks
like,
about like antioxidants.
Tea
and, like,
is so tea is
Yeah.
a lot different. So that's one of the parts of the books that I wanted to talk about, is like it had a whole section on what the people in Okinawa, which is the longest living residents on the planet,
Yeah.
what they ate. And one of the big things was jasmine tea, and it
Yeah.
was like, oh, it's got antioxidants. It not only that, but like whatever is inside of it, like the fragrance of like jasmine has like a calming effect on your brain.
Yeah.
So it can calm you. Unlike, like, if you're drinking coffee, like, do you feel calm after drinking coffee?
No, I feel anxious. I have to like go to the bathroom.
You
I have
get
to, like,
jittery, like you're
Yeah.
bouncing around. You're like, I can do that. Like, it does make you productive. You could be like, I can
Yep.
get all these things done. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make you feel like calm or like centered.
Yeah,
in the
that's what
moment,
I've been trying to
right?
like include into my routine recently. I watched this podcast of, he makes tea as well, and like
Yeah.
he's like helps you set up your morning, like relaxes and like really gentle into your morning instead of the reactionary. Oh wow, I gotta go, I gotta get going.
Yeah.
I try to like make it intentional in the morning. Okay, I'm putting on my tea. I'm bringing it to a boil. I'm waiting for it to, I'm waiting a minute for the water to rest so I don't burn my mouth.
Right.
I pour it, and then I put a lid on it for 2 to 3 minutes to steep it, really make the quality nice and delicious, flavorful. That way I can just like enjoy it. Okay, and then I fast forward and I first inhale into the tea.
Yeah.
And then I exhale, just like feel the cup, feel the warmness in my hand, just like the reminder, everything's gonna be maybe okay today. Everything's not gonna, be crazy like yesterday if you had a really terrible day or whatever it is. I try to, breathe into that and just really enjoy the effects of tea.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's a good ritual. I like that. I might steal that from you.
It's an interesting ritual. It really I force myself not to have my phone for like an hour or two, ideally 2 in the morning.
I do that too, actually.
Yeah.
I do that too. I try at least for an hour.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, I can't do my phone. Usually I'll get up like an hour before work and I'll read.
Mm-hmm.
I'll read for like 30 minutes and then like I'll get ready for the day and everything. And like after that hour's up, I'm like, all right, I've earned this phone thing.
Yeah. My favorite is Instagram Threads right now.
Oh,
I can't get myself off Threads.
Damn.
It's like a combination between Twitter and TikTok.
I've been stuck on Instagram. I recently put on like time blockers on my phone, so I can't stay on it all day.
Time blockers is really important in current society. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really want to, and I want to make the intentional practice of like getting somebody else to do it with me.
Yeah.
Start gardening like they did. It's if anything, it's just like a mindful practice, and there's potential to just sell off your products.
Right.
Like we live in Chicago, so you could easily go to like a market. They have markets of like locally sold fruits and stuff. That'd be awesome just to like make community like that.
Yeah.
And learning a new skill of gardening.
It might already be out there. I don't know.
Yeah. I think it'd be really interesting. I mean, I'd always wanted to like have avocados, just like like actually growing avocados.
For sure. I'm trying. So me and my wife, we're trying to wait and get like, because we have an apartment, so we don't have like an outdoor area. But we might get one of those like flower beds that like go out the side of the window, and then put avocados and like and like vegetables and stuff in there. That would be cool.
That'd be beautiful for sure.
Yeah.
It's just
because like sometimes when you live in the city, you don't have a backyard.
Yeah.
To do that kind of stuff, or a front yard. I feel like a lot of people have like a front. So like out further west, there's a lot of like houses with like front yards with like grass and everything, and everybody out there has a garden. It's funny because like I'll walk around the neighborhood in the morning, and people are tending to their gardens.
Yeah.
And it does look like a little bit of hard work. Like you're on your knees, you're like digging in the dirt.
Yeah, that's one thing I regret from my childhood of like not participating with my grandma of like gardening. She used to have like tomatoes, strawberries, and all like green beans, so many things. And I like growing up, I just thought it was boring. I looked boring. I didn't realize at the time she's using what the book methods suggest, not even reading it. She's gardening. She's being active. She's getting older. She lived till like 78.
Yeah.
And like she unfortunately passed from cancer, but like she was living like such an active life before that. Just still like being in her house, doing her gardening, cooking for everybody, being very active. And it was an unfortunate fall from like I don't know, something happened, and it sucks. The brain just deteriorates after a while. You can't fight the ending. And I'm pretty sure the book goes into that of like being real with yourself and saying that I'm going to die at one point, being not talking about the things that we don't want to talk about, but still being optimistic and not being very like pessimistic, very like, oh, what's the point? It's a reminder, your time is gonna slip. Are you gonna be intentional, or are you gonna actually or just let time slip by with the Netflix, with whatever it is that abides your time?
Right. I think like there's also that the perspective that I prefer is, time is slipping by, and we have a lot less time than we think.
Yep.
And I think that thought invokes in me like a sense of urgency, like, oh, I have to do my best, because you don't get any more time than you're given.
Yep.
And, like it's a they always say this, like, time is money, but money's not time, right? And taking the time to enjoy every single moment to the best of your abilities and just being there, like, I think that's what we're talking about, being present, intentional, and purposeful is a result of realizing, hey, we don't we don't have a lot of time, and we really gotta, you know, our time has to be something that we care an awful lot about.
Yeah, for sure.
Because we don't have a lot of it.
Yeah.
Now there's also that other boat of people who say we don't have a lot of it, so whatever, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna smoke the cigarettes. I'm gonna die anyways.
Right.
Like it's the very pessimistic view.
So what do you think's like what's the major difference between those two perspectives, do you think?
For me, like, I mean, I've interacted with quite a bit of individuals during my day, and I'm the type of person to say hi to people, like on the train, all the, you know, the things that you're not supposed to do in Chicago. Like,
right.
I'm just like, whatever, I don't care. And like, the people that are smoking cigarettes, the people that are doing harder drugs, the people that are not caring about their intention, their purpose, they're getting more out of life, getting whatever it is. I mean, whatever you're looking for. Is it finances? Is it relationships? Is it inner peace? Whatever that peace is for you, you have to define it for yourself. I mean, people throw around big terms like, you know, happiness, peace, but they never define it for themselves. They either rely on the template that is for society of getting woman, getting finances, getting whatever it is, the power, and that's their happiness. Like for me, happiness is like, it's a mix of that, because I still want the nice possessions, the riches, blah blah blah, whatever it is, but I also need, and that's the difference between want and need. There, need the community, need me giving back to my individuals. Otherwise, I just feel like, wow, I'm just making profit and I'm getting away from my roots. I'm getting away from remembering what it's like to feel hungry, remembering what it's like to not having a full functioning family. Like I give back in that sense, because like I got a client right now. He's been in and out of jail, and he's only like 14, 15.
Wow. And
like he's about that life. He like talks about, like, you know what I'm saying, you know, the slide, anything, you know, woo woo. He talks like that, right? Real Chicago, real like true Chicago. Like, okay, I get it out the mud, and like I'm trying to remind him, you know, drugs, hustling, whatever it is, that's not the only lifestyle that's open there for you. I try to get them to, you know, go to the nicer sections of Chicago, the nicer, maybe the opportunities that they've never seen, just to remind them that possibility is there for them. You don't have just what's in front of you.
Just talking to people outside of that environment.
It reminds you.
It's like your environment, your worldview, and like how you perceive the world and how you perceive yourself. It's all about like how you perceive yourself within your environment. That perception comes with the environment that you're in.
Yep.
And it's hard to get out of there, but it's also like, like you said, getting into a different environment and realizing, oh, there's a different way that people are living.
Yep. I feel safer. I don't have gunshots outside my bedroom.
Right.
Like there's possibilities out there. I just gotta be intentional and not be in and out of jail, doing what I'm not supposed to, hanging out with people that are not beneficial for me.
Right.
Really, really, you know, evaluating our choices every day and being mindful. I want to go back to like mindfulness of like what it feels like. I feel like people have this like template in their head of like, oh, mindfulness isn't just for me. The breathings aren't for me. They're not gonna work. I'm too lost in my head. Like, yeah, I've been there. I've been like in the tragedy, the like, oh my God, I can't get out of my mind. I feel like I'm gonna off myself. Like, it's the crazy shit that you don't want to talk about. But like, when you're doing the mindfulness, you're doing the yoga, maybe you're taking yoga with a group. Maybe you can do it at the beach, whatever it is, to get a community of it. It really reminds you, there's no wrong way to do it. As long as you're doing it, you're getting a little bit of benefit from it, and you're practicing it. And then the next time, you're gonna be pretty good. You're still gonna be able to do your balance during yoga. You're not gonna, you know, even if you fall, whatever. People, you know, that's how you make friends and make people laugh.
That's how you learn, right?
Yeah, make people laugh.
You're like, oh, you know, I fell.
Yeah, nobody's gonna point it out.
Now you can say like, oh, why did I fall?
Yeah, nobody's gonna point it out. They're gonna support you in the yoga classes because they know you're showing up for yourself, and they're, you know, you're trying to be intentional about your health. You're trying to be intentional about your breathing. Like, it's.
I'm just thinking about like how like you're in imagine like you're in yoga and then you like fall during a pose and then you just like run out of the room. You're like,
Yeah.
and then you're done with yoga forever.
And that's for real for some people. Some people have that like that thought in their head. Oh, I'm gonna fuck up so badly. Everybody's gonna make fun of me, and like you just gotta get out of your head for a minute and remember, you know, people are worrying about their own like insecurities, their whatever it is. They putting on that facade of confidence. They're putting on the facade of, oh, nothing can bother me. But really, they're freaking, you know, they're having body image issues. They're having bad relationships, whatever it is that they don't want to provide it. Because, I mean, current day has so much pressure from social media, like Instagram, like TikTok, to only display the nice emotions, the happiness, the vacations, instead of the depression, the finances. I mean, I read recently in a study, it said more individuals would be more open to explaining their sex life currently than their accumulation of debt that they have.
Yeah.
Like it's like that was a staggering thing to read. I was like, yeah, I could see that, because like people are, you know, people don't want to calculate their debts. They don't.
Nobody wants to be. Everybody wants ignorant bliss, right?
It's easier to coast and be comfortable with the, you know, everybody has debt. Oh, it's I'm never gonna get out of it.
Right.
Like if you have that mentality, you're never gonna get out of it. Like if you have the mentality of slow progress, small steps, intentionality. I'm preparing myself in the morning. I'm readying myself for my day.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make the phone calls. I'm gonna make these 3 goals in my phone. Like, I talk to clients a lot, like saying like, if you don't have an actual written goal into your phone, you don't have an actual map to do it. It's just gonna be a goal. It's just gonna be a dream. Yeah.
I say this a lot. I say like. Some quote that I gave somebody the other day on LinkedIn. I was like, knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is. Right? So it's like, what's the like, where are you applying your knowledge? How are you applying it in the world? And what actions are you taking every single day? And I think a lot of that's like mindset too. Like, you were talking about how like some people they'll look at their credit card debt and be like, oh, I'm never gonna get out of this. Yeah. But if you have a different perspective on your debt, you say, all right, I'm gonna look at my debt. No matter where I am in my debt scale, I'm going to make a plan and take a small little tiny action every single day, and I'm just gonna coast on that and see where it takes me. And I know if I do that every single day, just a little tiny thing every single day, I'm gonna get there eventually. So it's like, there's a guarantee of a win in your mind if you have that perspective. You know what I mean? Yep. So it's like, it's about what perspective do you have on the problem that you're facing? Do you have a guaranteed win or do you have a guaranteed loss? And it's about turning those guaranteed losses into guaranteed wins. And like just having the perspective of, oh, as long as you don't stop working on it, you're guaranteed to get out of it. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, because you just go until you don't stop. From the book, there was like one of the Japanese proverbs of saying seven losses or 7 things that you haven't worked out. Yeah, just means gives you more opportunities for practice, like being able to get that like 8th attempt and being successful. Right. And even if it's not the success that you pictured, it's still traction getting you towards your goal. Yeah. Like, I mean, there's so much pressure to have like these big goals in our brain instead of just small steps, and giving ourselves rewards for the small steps, giving ourselves reflection of what good work we did in the day. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Giving yourself grace. Yep. Being able to say, you know, I did everything I possibly could, I did in every single moment of the day. And if I didn't achieve the things that I set out to do, that's okay, because I get to try again tomorrow. Yep. Right. I liked another point from the book. It said to be like intentional with the small financial decisions. Yeah. And like I've really been trying to cut down on like going out to eat, going out to movies, whatever it is, the small things, and just really trying to be at home and working, doing my, like more progress on my music. Like I'm trying to get to, and I just like did flyers and made things for piano. Like I emailed people. I did the small background noise that people don't want to do. Yeah. I've been taking the steps of like trying to become more of a professional musician. I've also put that on my action board.
which I leave
Very cool.
right next to my nightstand. It's like I like to call it action board instead of vision.
Okay.
Because like it's from Dr. Tara Swart.
Yeah.
She really coined that term. She's an impressive individual. She used to be like a psychiatrist. Now she's just like a person that advises individuals, like big companies. She truly hammers in like having your action board of your goals of like, mine's like save 10,000, you know, be financially or debt free, and just like so many things. And she tells you to like leave it next to your nightstand and look at it every single night to help your subconscious program that these are important for survival. Like if it's just things that you're not routinely looking at, it's not going to help your brain provide the neural mechanisms, like more neurotransmitters, more oxygen, whatever it is, the more branches for the neurons to think about the concept, to actually take the steps towards that. Yeah. It's just going to be your brain fighting against you and saying, no, we're used to comfortability. We're used to how paths are. We're not going to make these big changes. These are scary, right? Yeah. And our brain has that natural tendency to react that way. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm trying to do a similar thing as your piano. I'm trying to do freelance websites. Yeah, I've got my first couple of clients these past few weeks, and really trying to take like a creative approach where I can feel like I enjoy the work that I do, even though it's like sort of still work and I'm trying to like make money off of it. I'm also trying to say, hey, this is my time to enjoy being creative. Yep. And yeah, I'm gonna look that up.
So 1 to 10, how much do you enjoy that? Like for making it money, you're like wow. Like 10 is like wow, I can't believe I get to paid for this. Yeah. And then 1 is like I have to force myself to get up to do this.
When it comes to like building websites.
Yeah, building that.
So it gets higher the longer you do it, just because you get better at it. Okay. I think, and like, I think a lot of the reasons that people don't enjoy programming is because they get stuck at a certain point and they don't know how to move. All right, looks like we got to cut off at some point, but I think we're just going to finish it here. Yeah. Well, Rafael, I want to thank you for coming on the podcast with me and talking.
Sure.
I got a lot of insights from you.
Thank you.
About like your experience, not just like the experiences of your life, but like from what you've learned as a therapist and your engagement with the community, and like how the mentality and the frameworks from this book relates to the lives of the people and the stuff you're implementing in your daily life. It was really cool to hear, and I'd love to do this again sometime.
Yeah, I mean, I really always appreciate your time and effort. I mean, you've provided me some gems in my life just to remember. Like I sometimes hear your voice. Like I remember when I'm feeling like lazy as hell, I feel that I remember that one day or day one. Yeah. And like remember it, you know, are you gonna coast? Are you gonna keep doing? Or are you gonna look to the lofty goals that you have? Are you gonna look to the almost crazy goals? Like, and your goals should be a little bit crazy because you have so much potential.
You, right?
Yeah, you have so much potential. You have so much ability. Like you have way more potential than you think.
That's
right.
And
it's whether or not you're gonna be intentional with your time or not.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right. See you on the next one.
Bye.